Hello YouTube, just a little update on A2. So I personally worked on the assumption during my hot take that it was based on her current, on her max HP, when they said current HP. So I thought it was current max HP. It turns out it's current HP as a dynamic number. So as you may know already, her burst HP down scales with levels. So the higher the level, as you can see, the lower the HP loss becomes. So it goes all the way down to nearly 4% at maximum rank. And at rank 1, it's at 5.61%. Now, 5.61% when we feed it into the spreadsheet for current HP calculations, as you can see, makes us have a give or take 15 to 16 seconds to reach that 40% HP threshold. So if we go into the game here, if we go into the game here and we refresh the game and we play the fight on auto, I'm not going to input anything so that there's no shenanigans that happen due to my own play. You will see that once we hit that burst, which should be roughly at 118, give or take. Yeah, 118, there we go. So if you look at her HP, she's losing 5% HP, but it's based on her current HP. So she will hit within 15 to 16 seconds that 40% threshold. As you can see, we have hit it now at 104. Therefore, we have this situation where it's confirmed and guaranteed that it is a current HP based HP loss. Similar to Gren, Scarlet, and similar to some other Nikke. So it is confirmed now, and that is something to keep in mind. Which also means that her HP is easier to heal. She actually is easier to heal if it's based on current HP, because the HP loss decreases as she goes down, right? So if I show you the spreadsheet again, her HP down, as you can see, every HP loss goes down as the HP goes below, because it's based on the current HP. Therefore, once you hit a specific threshold, it becomes far easier to heal, because the amount of healing you have to do to sustain her at that specific HP threshold is lower and lower as she loses more HP, up until that famous 40%. So if I leave the current union test and go and put, for example, a Blanc. Now, my Blanc is not at skill level 10 and doesn't have her healing at level 10, but if I put, for example, Blanc into the team, healing that HP threshold, even with the downtime, becomes far easier. Sorry, English is difficult at times. So if we do the same test again, we will see that she is incredibly easy to sustain. Which means that, for example, the Blanc Helm combination that I spoke about during my hot take is mostly unnecessary. You don't need to sustain as much as I initially anticipated. Which is good because it means that more team compositions open for her. So, for example, Pepper, which I completely ignored initially, becomes slightly more viable. I would need to math out whether she can actually keep up or not, but she becomes a more viable option. Summer Mary as an off-burst healing becomes a more viable option as well. And Rapunzel and Blanc, which are still the best options when it comes to healing her, become, well, more independent and far easier to keep up the healing. Therefore, keeping her buff uptime at 100% is much easier than initially anticipated. Here's another update of things that you don't want to mix up with A2. So I mentioned that you don't want to mix up any Nikkes that increase the maximum HP of A2 without counteracting the HP loss that it would generate. Even if it's current HP, if you increase the HP, it will still be an HP loss much higher. Yes, you guys can say hi, YouTube. But there is another anti-synergy that I had a feeling was going to exist, but I was not entirely sure. It depended on how they coded the debuff of HP loss for her burst. So Cocoa here on her burst dispels debuffs when, she dispels debuffs on allies, right? So what we're gonna do here is I'm going to showcase what happens if you dispel A2's HP loss. So spoiler alert, it removes everything. Buffs included. So you will see we are going to go, and just to make it even more obvious that it's not due to HP loss, here you go. And now Cocoa will, as you can see, my A2 is perfectly healthy, but Cocoa just dispelled her debuff, so now she's out of her psycho mode from her burst. So now she's back to normal. So here's another combination you really don't want to have. You don't want to combine Cocoa with A2, otherwise you just straight up cancel her burst mode. There we go. I'm recording it for YouTube, so I am getting CP gapped, so it is something to keep in mind. But ooh, look at the slash! Look at the slashes! Look at that! Each hit is basically cleaving the entire enemy team. So the idea that the hit radius does slash everything actually applied. So I lost because CP gap and everything, right? Like, it was kind of predictable. But like, you saw that it cleaved absolutely everything. Quick test on A2 with Chatterbox. We already know the results from a previous testing, but this will be for YouTube as a recording. So as you guys can see, my A2 is 111. No limit breaks, no overload gear, manufacturer gear at level 0. Earlier she performed quite well, so we'll do it again so that you guys can see a little bit how that works. Because of her damage to parts and ability to just constantly slap all of Chatterbox's parts, she basically will be able to slap Chatterbox very consistently. And because her HP loss is based on current HP, she will basically be able to keep up this for a very long time and just continuously slash Chatterbox. So this should take us out of, oh, maybe not. This will break the core though, that is not good. So, for those who don't know, breaking Chatterbox's core is never a good idea because she does the United States of Smash. AKA the big fuck off smash that he just did. Which is rather unfortunate because now A2 is dead. But we got to see a little bit of her performance. You got Scarlet? Really? Oh, come on. But yes, we will be able to see her performance here, and I'll also put a segment of the VOD so that you guys can see her performance in the other attempt. So as you can see, she did 11.9k, but she's only 111, no overload gear. Noir is stealing Maxwell's buff, so she's not getting the Maxwell buff. And she still performed to this level with her ability to just continuously slash all of the parts. As you saw, everything was getting hit. So she has a very high DPS potential with investment versus enemies that have multiple breakable parts that she can just AoE hit. So I will continue the testing. Okay, so I'm going to just have everyone take cover and do hits. It's one hit. So it would have taken 4 hits too. It would have taken 4 hits from A2 alone to get us to full charge. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7 while I was hitting around the area of the boxes and the core. So now I'm just going to be hitting his hand. Will they add ways to MLB collab characters later? I hope they do. I hope they do, I don't know why though. I really hope they do. Okay, so now I'm going to punch the hand. Or something where I cannot double hit as easily. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, probably 10, right?